switch primary over to Amarr, Amarr, and a Drake. Amarr, Amarr, and a Drake. Amarr, Amarr, and a Drake is primary. Secondary is going to be Asian Nilo.
Jade Constantine has sensor dams.
Amarr, Amarr, and a Drake is primary. Secondary is Asian Nilo and a Rupture. Tertiary is Brightai and a Drake. Amarr, Amarr is primary. Secondary is Asian Nilo and a Rupture. Tertiary is Brightai. Some of you guys are a little too close. Just approach Aaron. You need to be staying about 20k from all the targets, at least. Primary is now Asian Nilo and a Rupture. Secondary is Brightai and a Drake. Primary is going to be Brightai. Secondary is K8 and a Hurricane. Secondary K8.
Your channel timed out.
They're blowing through our rugs.
Guys, you need to take range. Don't get scrammed, please. Take range, take range. Primary is Brightai. Secondary is K8. Overheat your macros if you need to take range. Primary is Brightai. Secondary is K8 and a Hurricane. Actually, switch primary to Sundum Guy. Sundum Guy and a Drake is primary. Sundum Guy and a Drake is primary. Sundum Guy and a Drake is primary. Secondary is going to be those dudes and a Drake. Those dudes and a Drake is now primary. Keep taking range, guys. Keep taking range. Don't get too close. Don't get scrammed. Don't get webbed, please. Primary is those dudes. If you need to get a little bit closer, then just turn around, but be mindful. Primary is those dudes and a Drake. Secondary is K8. Actually, primary is K8. Primary is K8. He's closest. Primary is K8. Secondary is going to be Muscles. K8 and a Kane. Primary. Secondary Muscles. Primary is now Muscles. Secondary is Wayne and a Hurricane. Wayne and a Hurricane. Secondary, primary is Muscles. Overheat your micros. Come on, let's go. Burn away. Burn towards the star. Let's go, let's go. Primary is Muscles. Secondary is Wayne. Overheat your guns. Let's finish off Muscles quickly, please. Don't get too far that you're out of DPS range, guys. Shut off your MWDs if you need to. Primary is going to be Wayne. Wayne is primary and a Kane. Wayne and a Kane. Secondary is Jesse and a Claw. Small stuff. Take out Jesse now. Everyone else focus fire on Wayne. Secondary is the Rhino. The Rhino and a Hurricane is secondary. Wayne is primary, secondary is the Rhino. Primary is now the Rhino. Secondary is Rothgar Braun. Secondary is Rothgar Braun and a Drake. Tertiary is Redrick and a Hurricane. Primary is Rhino. Secondary is Rothgar. Tertiary is Redrick. Overheat your guns. It's an Armacane. Primary is the Rhino. Secondary is Rothgar. Tertiary is Redrick. If you guys are on top of them like I am, then you need to overheat your micro and get out of their scram range. Primary is Rothgar Braun, secondary is Redrick. Primary is Rothgar Braun, secondary is Redrick. Actually, secondary is going to be Nitro DSP, secondary is Nitro DSP. Primary is Rothgar Braun, secondary is Nitro.
Out of charges.
Keep taking range, keep taking range. Primary is Rothgar Braun.
That's a webbing, Loki.
Switch to Nitro, switch to Nitro. Nitro is primary, okay, Nitro. Hurricane is primary. Secondary is going to be Grim Reaper. Secondary is Grim Reaper. Nitro DSP is primary, secondary is Grim Reaper. Alright, primary is Grim Reaper, primary Grim Reaper. Switch to Grim. Secondary is Susan Black. Tertiary is Dull Crimson and a Tornado. Secondary is going to be the Tornado actually. Tornado's coming in close now. Primary is Grim Reaper, secondary is Dull Crimson. Secondary is Dull Crimson, overheat your guns. They're on top of us, so we need a micro, let's go. Alright, we're gonna take out Tornado if he stays close, and then we'll go for the Loki third. Go ahead, lock up Pell. Secondary is Dull Crimson still in the Tornado. Primary is now Dull, primary Dull. Secondary is the Loki. Dull Crimson is taking range. Let's go for Pell, Ukin, and a Loki. Pell, Ukin, and a Loki is primary.
Aaron,
Pell,
should we come
Ukin, and a
back
Loki. Yeah, the weapon's clear. The gate actually has a Drake and a Hurricane on it though. Big cell gate. Primary is Pell, Ukin. Let's burn over towards where Pell is. He's pretty much ahead of our fleet, so we need to get on top of him, take him out. Secondary is going to be Amarr Amarr. Primary is now Amarr and a Thrasher, Amarr and a Thrasher. Okay, secondary is going to be the Myrmidon. Let's keep taking range, let's keep trying to pull them out. Compulse your micro if you need to, save some cap. K8 and the Stabber Fleet is going to be primary if he comes much closer, but he's taking range now. So those dudes is not going to be primary, those dudes and the Drake is primary. You guys need to stay out of their web range. Stay out of the web and scram range, please. That's how you stay alive. Still have both our semis.
Way Avalon is sensor dampened down to 30 kilometers.
Roger. Not a lot I can do about that. We may have to bail. Taking some heavy losses here.
Redwood's burning back in that hurricane.
MWD's on, everyone. MWD's on. To the stars. Anybody point it? Lock up Redrick, please.
Let's shoot him scram.
Yep, we've got, okay, primary is Redrick, primary is Redrick. Let's try to get some range, please. We're gonna try to get off the field when we can.
Claw incoming, close range.
Okay, Jesse, lock him up. Jesse and a Claw, lock him up. We need to take these tacklers out before we can get off field. Kill Jesse, please. Jesse is primary. Keep aligning to the star. WD's on. Okay, does he have you pointed flying?
SFI's in range again.
He's off now.
Lock up K8. Is anybody pointed? Is anybody pointed? Because we need to get going. Guys, warp to the star at range and get to a safe. Warp to a star at range and get to a safe.